Every living creature, it seems like even the trees, wants to start somewhere and grow into something more or expand and take over. And I was just acknowledging like different things in my life that I've seen. And it seems like everything that we let into our life and keep in our life has a chance to grow in our life. So, with that being said, for me, it was starting a business, and that grew into my life, right? Even the fact of starting businesses, right? Because this is now, we're going on one, two, three, and then now fourth to fifth one coming soon. But what I've seen with the current businesses is that every business that tends to occupy space in my mind and around me and with my time, not just my mind, it must occupy some amount of time, right? Because everything around you that occupies time occupies your creativity. And your ability to create is the most powerful thing you have. This is your special gift, right? But we also have other, I'd say, probably spiritual goals and spiritual gifts. But primarily, like, creativity was implanted into all humans, as well as some other, I think, key characteristics. Because I don't believe that everybody's meant to serve the same purpose. But I believe that we have the potential to do everything and anything. But what I've definitely seen is to allow something or to have something or you're allowing something to occupy time and space in your life in some kind of way. It can grow. And usually it does grow. But one issue some people may face is that there's things in their life occupying time and space, but they don't realize that they're letting it occupy their time and space. Therefore, using your power of creativity on those things, you're kind of, if it isn't intentional, it could be wasted energy. Okay? That's all I'm saying. So, I gotta learn to eliminate the bad, keep the good, and grow whatever we wish. Because that which we think about and that which we put our mind and time on will grow. Like I said, some people have addictions that they don't realize, but every time they allow time, that to take some of your time, you're allowing it to grow. If you go fishing, let's say 5 minutes a day, every day, right? You'll probably be really good at fishing at the end of the year. Now, if you go fishing 1 hour or 2 hours every day versus 5 minutes a day, you will be a pro by the end of the year. Guaranteed, you're going to figure some stuff out. Because it's not just occupying time and space in your mind and in your environment, but like once you put things on autopilot, you can then alter whatever that is. Because now, when you're on autopilot, when your subconscious brain does most of the work for you, now you can outgrow it. But what's funny about this, I swear it's like this with your muscle too. For me, my highest bench press was 515 pounds. And it took a long time to get to that point. But there wasn't a day I didn't work out that I didn't think I was getting stronger. I felt like I was always getting stronger. Sometimes I had bigger strength gains faster than others. Like, sometimes I would gain. One time I gained like 50 pounds in like, it seemed like a short period of time, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks on my bench. And I just worked out every day. It occupied space in my mind every day. But what's weird, okay, so let's say my maximum bench press at one point was 405. And I worked out, worked hard to get to that point. And, like, let's say that's my theoretical 100%. But, like, is it really? Because how are you allowed to outgrow that spot? I feel like it's just like our mind. Our mind has the ability to go into autopilot in certain situations and expand and grow and outgrow those situations. Our muscle does the same thing, right? As long as you're pushing the limits and you do it regularly, like, you're gonna grow. And it seemed like, it went from, you know, obviously starting in bench press, you start from basically nothing. And then you're just at where you're at. So for me to incrementally grow my strength over time to 515 is still just a part of like how I see these businesses growing and everything growing. Same thing with the trees. They're trying to grow. And they will. They will occupy as much as they possibly can and spread their seeds. Every part of life has an ever expanding energy, which is Earth's energy, God's energy, life energy. And it's never ending. And we are riding the wave of this energy, is one perspective. And so naturally, our genes are born to grow and outgrow. And clearly, our mind must be made in the same frequency as that. Because, damn. Everywhere we occupy as humans, we can outgrow. And it seems like that's the case with physicality, our mentality, even seems like spirituality. It seems like every aspect of anywhere we can have depth in our life seems like that is the case. So I wonder if being more intentional could, and it will actually, change the course of your life. Because if you choose to plant yourself over there, and you plant yourself over there intentionally, you will grow and outgrow that situation your whole life, right? It's kind of like being a apprentice, right? Apprenticeship is like a real thing and allows you to become an expert in whatever craft that is. Same thing. So it's like naturally the hierarchy of events is to get to a certain point or start somewhere, right? And just outgrow it. So the point of this talk is that wherever you're at in life, whatever you're doing, whatever thoughts you think will grow and expand. Choose what you want to think about. Okay, choose what you want to grow. All right, we planted a shitload of flowers, And what's funny is we're gonna see which flowers grow. First, we put a bunch of flower seed on top of the grass along our driveway area. We're gonna see. I mean, we put a shitload of seeds, a lot. And then today we planted a flower bed, a raised flower garden. And the effort, I would say, was 10 times as much, at least, maybe 20 times as much effort than just dumping seed on the ground. Because we actually put bags of potting soil into these raised flower beds. 7 bags to be exact, 3.5 in each one. And then let's see what bears more fruit, right? The intentional action will bear fruit. Or in this case, flowers, right? Obviously, there was more thought, there was more time, and there was more actual effort. And therefore, it must bear more fruit. Has to. This is all situations of life. What fruit are you going to eat? You get to pick. Love y'all.